And look at that. Atlantis has sprung to life, and the great womb whirs with vitality after a millennia of silence. Welcome to level 14, Atlantis. We finally arrived at the ancient city. Not quite what we expected. These walls are pulsing, ululating, teeming with life here, as you can see. Look at these. They look like veins, right? Surging with blood. A stark difference from the original sandstone there. It's ghastly right off the bat. And straight off the bat, these orbs, these incubation orbs, birth disgusting, hideous monsters. This is the organic machine that brings forth the creatures of Atlantis. Again, not what you were expecting, right? It is a tangle of veins and sinew and flesh. Look at the glow up. I mean, it was always a gyrating, pulsing, beating level, but the sort of the ornamentation, the decoration of these veins and these new 3D objects here have really conveyed the womb. It's truly horrifying. It's a really horrifying level. We can see like heartbeat, right? Blood. And these incubation chambers, these pods, have never looked better. All these hideous births. Interrupting our gawking. A huge difference from these bright, textureless yellow orbs. They actually have animated the umbilical cord sort of, crudely jutting out of there, and beautiful shading to them now. They look more like ovaries, right? And fallopian tubes, maybe. It's very, very... they've taken a step forward into slight realism there. I think that's a really, really nice touch. Even these doors look like serrated flesh. It reminds me of Hellraiser a lot. If you guys have seen that horror series, amazing. And what I love about Atlantis is that it totally subverts your expectations. Right? You were expecting high civilization technology, but actually it's super primal. Look at these walkways. Now double layered with scattered flesh. Huge difference from the pixelated mess that it used to be. And if you'll notice, the ambience track is the beating of a heart. When I was young, I used to think that was Lara's anxious heart beating a little faster at these arcane horrors, but it's actually the beating heart of Atlantis. Atlantis is one living organism. Hideous, terrifying, but also wondrous. This is the power of the creator, right? That we heard from the cutscenes when Qualopec and Tihokin were talking. The power to create life. more horror births from the room below. And it's running from our Uzis, and who would blame it? Lara will not suffer these horrors to live. And for the first time in this Tomb Raider Remastered package, we'll actually be able to play the direct follow-up bonus levels, which I'll get to when the time comes. Even these decorative, ornamented walls are teeming with flesh. It truly is quite ghastly. I have to remark at this wall here. I mean, look at this mutilated, serrated flesh. Hard to tell what it was in the original graphic. I actually didn't think those switches were flesh. That is an amazing artwork and art direction there. Let's not linger in this hideous birthing chamber a second longer. Let's move on with the level. As you can see, we're still in the depths of the mine from the last level, so the lava that's been plaguing us this whole time endures. I called this huge climb the shaft in my last playthrough because that's exactly what it is. If we hop down here, we can grab a very sneaky secret number 1. We saw from the cutscene before we entered the Great Pyramid, before we entered Atlantis, Natla took the completed Scion and placed it inside an ancient device. And when she did, the lights of this ancient birthing machine came to life. That shaft that you saw earlier, our mission in this level is to climb it and to reach that device before Natla can create more untold horrors. You can also see cracks in the tiles below, so we can tell that that is some kind of glass or maybe ancient alloy. We've got another orb there, gestating, and a locked door, so let's get to work. I'll just take a moment to remark as well at the remaster. That sort of blue stone that we've seen all through Natla's mines has been replaced with this lovely reddy and more realistic looking rock texture. I love the light emanating from the lava pit below us, casting a kind of yellow haze over the roof. It's really, really, really beautiful. Oh, I love that. Look at these organs. Great. We can see another wall of a pyramid as we saw in the previous level. And we can also see more recessed points on which we can jump. Let's start there. actually take a standing jump here and slide down. Watch out for a boulder coming. At the very summit of this pyramid wall, this dark little cave here is secret number 2. Alright, we'll get to the task of opening this door here, with the switch down below in the water here. Now this is actually a timed lever. We're going to have to make our way there before it shuts, so let's be quick about it. There we go. Oh, I notice a big, beautiful difference in this room. We've got trapped lava behind those doors there, which have added a beautiful crimson glow, and the rest of the room is like enshrouded in a dark veil. A huge difference from this fully illuminated room in the original. They've definitely tried to make Atlantis a little scarier than it was. Pull that switch through fleshy sinew there. And we can kind of see what that mine lever just did. It has released the pool of lava into this room. Look at it. Look at its fiery pulsation. Just wonderful. Huge difference from static textures, isn't it? And that light pouring off of it. It's a lovely, lovely touch. I love that even the wall decorations, again, look like mutilated flesh. I can't stop thinking of Hellraiser. It's like they've made tortured, distorted flesh and artwork the way the Cenobites do. Case in point, look at this. Look at these walls, isn't it hideous? There's even like smaller looking veins in that ceiling there. A far cry. You couldn't even really tell. I couldn't even tell that was flesh when I was younger, to be honest with you. That is just amazing. It's just so clear now what the vision of core design was. Imagine the squelching sound of Lara's boots underfoot. It would be disgusting. Think of those spikes there as maybe teeth of this colossal organ. A reprieve, some water, and some naturally formed rocks. Oof, forgot about that. We return to the shaft. And as you can see, we're a little higher than we were. That's where we were. And mercifully, the chattering teeth have stopped. That was one thing that persisted in this level in the original. That sound followed you everywhere. But again, we got to remark at the level design, right? The way that you're quite literally sort of cylindrically heading up this shaft here. You can see the very top there. Huge difference from the original. They've kept it very faithful. Yeah, just super, super faithful down to the very, very patterns. But it almost looks like the flesh has become a decoration now, right? They've adorned it. Whereas before it was a little unclear. Anyway, let us press on through these horrorful halls. Okay, so we've got a flooded chamber of more flesh. Nothing around. If we look here, the path ahead is barred by more of these stringy, glistening organs. We're going to have to find a way to open it. Yet another birthing chamber of horror. And I love how we can clearly see now with the light that kind of reddy lesion with the veins all around it. It's just night and day between the original. Amazing. It's so ghastly now. Well, let's get to work, shall we? We can see that there's levers scattered all throughout this room. The first door. So as you can see, the peril is we don't know if these levers will trigger the gates, or will they trigger one of these incubation pods to spring to life. And we can see that one's just about ready to go. Again, if you're interested in all kills, you might want to pop every single lever you find. Oh, I miscalculated that jump. I apologize. Yeah, we can see the bubbling there. Okay. I think that's pretty much everything. I see another lever here. And the path ahead is open for us. What other horrors will we find? Oh! I'm not here for an all kills playthrough, but if you'd like to, feel free to turn around and finish that guy off. Now, this looks like Freddy Krueger's face in like later Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a big difference. And you can see that they've added kind of muscle or ligaments there in between that ready binding agent there. Very nice. Oh, look at it here. Spectacular. And we've got the beating of like organs. I love that. Huge difference. Obviously they cycled through about 3 images there to give it the impression of movement, but beautiful, beautiful work in the remaster. The grotesque factor is up. Okay, so we've had a boulder roll down there and block the path ahead. You can see that this is a movable block over here. It's a bit of a weird puzzle, but we need only move this prism of flesh, if you will, to block the boulder's advance. Love this texture over here. Look at that. Like veins growing over the top of skin or flesh. Huge difference. You can't even tell what they were going for. Amazing. Anyway, so when we go through this organ hall here, we will arrive at the same point with the door closed, flip the switch again, and it will reset the boulder puzzle. Kind of an odd one, right? Let us surge forth. We return to the shaft for a third time. You can see we were there and then there, ever climbing to the very top. And noticeably absent is the sound of those chattering teeth, which always plagued this level. Just be careful in this room. I'll take my own advice. I love that even, like, at the base of it where it connects to the greater organ is, again, stretched red flesh. Huge difference from that starry pattern in the original. Amazing. Alright, so we're gonna head down through here. I can never remember what's safe. I think it's the little red lane in between. I think that's where you can actually stand. Yep. We'll grab some ammo. Another spectacular glow up. Wowie. Not only do we have the lovely, writhing lava beneath, we've got this kind of like big, intestine or vein there, and then you've got this huge new addition. Kind of gaping hole. A sphincter maybe, Let's do away with the hideous children so we can get a better look at this brand new addition. Oh, isn't it vile? Alright, if not a sphincter, maybe it's that little flap that connects between sometimes your esophagus and your stomach, or through the other way. But it's so welcome and just so hideous. Again, this could be the kind of hell they portray in the Hellraiser films, where the Cenobites make their home. We'll hop over here. I've got the walk button firmly placed down so I can't fall off as I'm trying to fire at this thing. Seems to be obsessed with that corner though. Can't get over this glow up. What a lovely touch to emphasize the bowels of this place. Fiendish moan of the creatures as well, haunting us. That little bit of sloped flesh there is actually standable, so let's hop on over. And we can do the same on this side as well. If we look over in the distance, that's the sound of the emanation of the groans there. They're all packed into that little corner there. We're going to have to fight our way through them. I tend to cop the damage here because it's really dangerous to try and avoid it. Onwards. We're almost at the top. We can see at least one more climb. Alright, so we've got a room of lava and these strange structures made of whatever alloy was implemented in their construction at Atlantis. I like to think of it as kind of like an alloy we don't have anymore, which is why it can withstand the heat of the lava pool below. Okay, flipping this switch has changed their arrangement slightly so we can navigate our way through. Kind of reminds me of the lava river in the last level. Natla's mines. Okay, let's keep moving. So that switch changed the configuration so we can reach that little opening up there. You got a zigzag there like Rickon should have in Game of Thrones, and you all know it. Look how great this fleshy artery that we're inside of is right now. Like every bit of the wall is just pulsing flesh. It's gross. They've made flesh an artwork. Secret number 3 is actually through this door over here. There's a very, very sneaky touchpad, right? And you'd probably miss it because you're distracted by the hordes there. It's one of these ones. I think it's that one there that doesn't have the tiling on it, the tile pattern on it. And we'll just race up into this room. Nice and simple. Very good. Let's push on through these squirming halls. Got a very scary wall of lava there. Much more real in the remake. Whoa, oh. That was close. The Shaft Part 4 or 5, I've lost count at this point. Look how far we've come. Look how far we have come. And we're almost to the top now. And still we've got that thunderous piston-like heartbeat all in the background. A boulder, some chattering teeth, some darts, everything. All the traps, all together, all at once. Oh, rough. I'm getting clipped by everything, guys. I'm sorry. I swear I can play this game. Ooh, interesting here. More decorative flesh there. Artistic flesh, the flesh world of Hellraiser. And I actually didn't really get... Oh, interesting. I didn't actually get this in the original graphic. I was just like, oh, they're just like these structures. But they're actually thrones. Look at them. They've got handrails and everything. One for each of the rulers of Atlantis. Qualopec. Tihocan. And N, who we don't know yet. And it's much more obvious now what they are. I love that. Oh, that's so lame. I never got it. But yeah, the 3 thrones for the 3 rulers. Anyway, the way forward is through mystery number N over here. A throne made of, like, sinew and flesh. Interesting choice for the rulers there. But what do we expect for people that can create life, have the power of God, right? Got 2 switches here, with a trapdoor underfoot. Does it remind you of Vilcabamba? It certainly does for me. Ah, but we're wise to it now. This isn't our first rodeo. You can see that there's a path down there. Nice try. It was actually safer to come down this side, my bad. We'll hop up through stringy veins here. And we head up. All right, let's move. Oh, many birthing pods here. We should be on our guard. Let's grab some goodies. Gets me every time. Just, I thought like the distance is right at the lever and it's not. Always makes my heart jump. Look at this slimy sinew. Ugh. Oh, very close to perishing there. Okay, now things are about to get a little weird. If they aren't already. Chuck a save is my recommendation, and just be very careful. Keep the large medipacks coming. Okay, this is why it's weird. It just got weird because of this, this creepy little thing. As you can see, it is an Atlantean clone of Lara, down to cup size, y'all. And it will mimic everything she does, including any damage that you hurl at it through your Uzi bullets. So do not shoot it. It is an Atlantean trap set for Lara. We have a look around the room. Just over here. There's a locked door and a trap door. Now we're not going anywhere until we deal with that Atlantean clone. As you can see, she's now lovely and rounded. Her muscle, her tendons, her flesh, her ligaments, they're all lovely now. Really, really lovely. Nice and rounded. Look at the abs as well. So we need to get as pretty as she is without her skin. Again, this is like Julia from Hellraiser. Tell me that isn't Julia from Hellraiser 2 Hellbound. We're gonna have to deal with her so we can get out of this room. Okay, so let's start by pulling this lever, and then we're gonna have to make our way around the room. As you can see behind me, the hatch in the floor has opened. We're going to be leading Doppel Lara into it, if all things go well. It is timed, so you do have to move relatively quickly here. There you go. If we killed her by guns, it does damage to us. Her plummeting into that little lava pit and breaking her neck, by the sounds of it, no skin off of our nose. Not to be voyeuristic, but sad. Sad. Let's move on. No Atlantean trick is going to stop our intrepid adventurer. Alright, so we come to look at these veins, look at these arteries. We are approaching the heart of the Great Pyramid of Atlantis. But we need to raise the drawbridge first, so head this way. That should open the door and the drawbridge respectively, so that we can surge on through. Aha. Here it is. The ancient mechanical device that Natla placed the Scion, the completed Scion. You can see it there with its 3 pips. Look how beautiful. That sort of gaping maw of like tentacles and tangled veins and flesh. Huge difference from the starry pattern, right? Even the Scion looks so beautiful as it is there, raised and elevated. Complete. So when Natla put it in this device, you saw all the lights turn on and all its pumping and blood and flesh and everything that goes into the creation of life whirred back to life. The lights just went ching. And you can see there's a very prominent incubation orb there. The cutscene panned to it straight after, so there's something very special about this particular one, yeah? Let's not waste any more time. Let's grab the Scion and stop this disgusting, profane birth.